What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Wednesday Night Live. Tonight we're going to be talking about, well, you guessed it, the Big 10 and the Big 12 have went packing. They packed it up and took it home. So let's see what everybody else is going to do. We're going to give everybody else a few minutes to jump on just like always, and then we'll jump right into it. All right, guys. So I want to play around with some of these settings here while we're waiting for folks to get up in the stream. Let's see what happens. Not sure how all this works yet. Still kind of learning around hashtag professional and whatnot, and also into NAS, and I'll go see Uncle Lou. There you go. So, hey, what's up, Jesse? Oh, that's Jeremiah. What's going on, buddy? Can you hear me okay? Everything good? Still kind of learning my way around this this thing here. Crimson Brave, as usual. What's going on, big dog? What's going on, Dwayne? Oh, man. Wednesday night. It's Wednesday, right? Let me check. Oh, yeah. It's not the end of the world yet. How's it going, Austin? Glad to see you on, my man. What's up, Brad Pitt? You jumped right on at the end of the stream last time. We just missed you. I apologize. I saw it, but can't hear me. Great. What's going on? Let's do. Can you guys hear me now? Can I get a thumbs up or something? Let me know if you can hear me. What's going on, the bet? Can you guys hear me okay? Is everything coming through okay? I got the microphone here. Okay, audio is good. All right, perfect. Crimson Brave with the thumbs down. Oh, man. This guy, Crimson, he spent so much time trolling everybody, man. It's something else. Something else. All right, so obviously you guys kind of seen the news, the PAC12. What's the word? Okay, so put your big boy, you know what's on. The PAC12 went crying like a They couldn't stay in it, man. They couldn't stay in it. The Big 10 folded up shop. The Mac attack dipped out. No Maction for them. And so there's a lot of people out there, and I'm one of them. There's a lot of people out there that's kind of what's going on, James? What's going on, Bryson Kearney? What's going on, the bet? Bartholomew, Bob. This is my son. This is yeah, he's right there. What's going on, Mr. Bombi? Nice down blouse you got there. You can see down your shirt. I appreciate that. I can hear you. Only thing I hear is college football is done. No, that is not correct. Hey, Sarah, welcome back to the channel. Haven't seen you in a little while. Glad to have you here. So if you guys have been watching, there has been all of this commotion. What's going on, Johnny Red Dot? Oh yeah, that's a good shirt. I like that shirt. That works for me. There's been all this commotion going on about. I don't even know why I have headphones on. I don't even need them. I don't need them right now. I'm just so used to wearing them. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. This is a brand new hat. Just got it today. Saw it, and I went, you know what? I haven't bought a new Georgia hat in a while. I kind of like the way this one looks, so I went ahead and splurged and spent $11 on it. They had a sale at Costco, and then my wife promptly tried to steal it, so I know I married the right woman. So, there's a lot of stuff going on in college football. Everybody's kind of worried about college football and what's going to happen with it. But everything that I've seen so far, basically the ACC, the SEC, and the Big 12 have all kind of looked at each other and went, "Yeah, we kind of knew those boys were going to go pack it pretty quick, but y'all go ahead and pack up shop and leave. We're going to play football." And now you're starting to see a lot of UF winning the SEC. Not this year, buddy. It may Mr. Bombi over here with the thug life on. accurate representation of the SEC, the ACC, and the Big 12, giving that middle finger salute to the rest of college football that wants to not play. Now, I made my feelings pretty well known about, obviously I want to have college football. I feel like there is enough. You heading out?
Yeah.
All right.
Mom was wanting me to ask you because I was gonna buy drinks for us from the gas station.
Okay.
So she wanted to ask how long you were gonna be on.
I'm gonna be on for probably an hour.
All right.
So,
what would you want from the gas station?
I don't want anything, but thank you. So anyway, my son is offering to buy me a drink from the gas station. I can't wait till he's 21 because I'll break him of that habit. Dwayne said he'll pass on the hat. That's all right, Dwayne. That's all right. I understand how it is. Ooh, swelling in the brain. That's because you're so smart, Sarah. Just soaking up all that information. That's what it is. Well, we're glad you're back here with us tonight. I'm glad you're okay. We'll obviously keep praying for you. So we're seeing a lot of people in the Power 3 conferences. You know what? I like the sound of that. Power 3. Power 3. Which, I mean, if we're all kind of honest, the only one out of the Big 10 that would have made it or that would have made it to the playoffs to get smashed would be what team? I'll leave that up for you guys. Other conference can't handle that. Something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and throw the link up for you guys tonight. If you guys want to jump on, go right ahead. Anybody wants to chime in and give their 2 cents worth, we'd love to have you. Dear Pac-12 and Big 10, quit making fun of us Southerners for freaking out when it snows. Right? That is – hold on. Normally Crimson Brave, everybody kind of puts you on the make fun of list on all the streams. But this time, sir, I'm going to put you center stage. I'm going to let you have it for a few minutes, man. That is absolutely true. I lived in Omaha, Nebraska for a number of years, and they every time it would snow, you would see no less than 10 or 15 cars in a ditch, no matter what road you went on. After a year, after the summer, spring, and fall of no snow, all of a sudden, Jesse Gore. Jesse, you're killing me, man. You would see these guys, it's like they forgot how to drive on snow too, so don't let those guys fool you. Jesse says, how is my OnlyFans coming along? I haven't really got it going yet, sir. Still working on that math water. The U is back. Which U? University of Texas, the AU, the UA, the A&M, UN, TAMU. Which one? Which U are you talking about? Because I know you ain't talking about Miami. You know what's interesting? Miami's got a chance of finishing in the top 25 if half the teams college football don't play. Sorry, Bryson. I had to do that to you, man. Oh, man. Oh, what a great day. Been a good day. Whew. So how's everybody doing today? You guys doing all right? There's just been there's so much commotion right now. And depending on where you look, you sometimes see people that are freaking out about this, that, and the other. There's some people that's like, let's play football. And I think that as long as there is a drive for these players to play and they believe that they can keep them reasonably safe, then I think there's going to be plenty of opportunity for guys to play football. There's also seems to be this push for wanting to play in the spring, which I think is a terrible idea. I think if you can play in the spring, you should be able to play now. If you play in the spring, boy, is it going to screw up fall football next year. It is just all over the place. So for me, I think either you fold up shop entirely and you wait until next year to play to get everything straightened back out, or you play this year. That's how I feel. I'm not a big fan of Paul Feinbaum, but even Paul Feinbaum was confused about the Big Ten's announcement. It didn't make sense as to why the UGA versus 22 Silverback Gorillas. What's going on, Steve Pearson? What's going on, Donovan? Yeah, spring football is not a bad idea. It's a terrible idea. But back to what Feinbaum said. So Feinbaum said that he thought that it was just a really weird idea to play football. To cancel the season this early. It's like you didn't really have enough information. You could have pushed the season back further, just like the SEC did. There was no reason to cancel it like they did. None of the information changed. And like I said, with the data, the confirmed cases are going down. The total deaths every day is going down, which is all good news. But then you turn around and you hear people kind of inside of the Power 5 teams that are saying it's headed in the wrong direction. Well, wait a minute. Where are y'all getting that data from? Because the students aren't even on campus and the cases are going down. If it's headed in the wrong direction, you should have made the comment like it's really been headed in the wrong direction. We should have canceled college football a year ago, or it's not getting turned around fast enough. So I don't think this season's going to get canceled. Hey, what's going on, Sergeant AR? Sergeant AR is one of my favorite people, y'all. If you guys get a chance, go down to Jasper, the Jasper Farmers Market on Saturday. They're down there every Saturday, him and his wife. They make homemade pepper jellies. And when you say that out loud, it almost sounds like you're signing up for like a Martha Stewart event, but it's not. They've got some ghost pepper jelly down there. They got chocolate pepper, but it's not about the taste of it. It's about the color. And they say it's like drinking a very strong shot of whiskey that burns for like 5 minutes, except it's more intense because you feel it all the way down. So if you guys are interested in that, I don't know if he has a channel set up that you guys can reach out to him, but you guys can certainly reach out to him on his website and see what they can do for you. Might be able to meet you up somewhere if you guys are not too far from the North Georgia area. Go down and check them out. Awesome people, great people. Love going down there and visiting with them on Saturdays. Oh, and you can also let them know if you have any cannon jars because they're always looking for them. They sell a lot, man. Great people. So Sergeant AR, if you've got a link to a website or something for you guys, go ahead and throw it in the chat down there, and we'll put it on the show here for sure. All right, guys. So what do you guys think? Do you guys? I know some of you guys are just saying we're not going to have college football, but I'm more interested in whether or not you guys think why we will or why we won't. Not that we will or we won't, but the why. I want to know what you guys think about that. And what you guys think about how this is going to affect the playoffs. What's that? Have plenty of ghost peppers in the garden this year. Been making hot sauce. Haven't done the jelly thing yet. We bought some jelly from them, and man, it is incredible. Carl needs to supervise Crimson. Well, he reminds me, Crimson Brave and Bama Marine. I'm not sure if it's the same account, but those two guys are right along the same way. And what they don't realize is like the rowdier they are, the worse they make the Bama fan base look. I like Dwayne, and there's a couple other guys from the Bama fan base. I think Melissa May is a Bama fan. She's fun to be around. And I'm not sure about Christy, and I'm not sure about Sarah. And I haven't seen Tiger Raven in a while. I don't know where that guy's at either. Could be any kind of thing. No playoff SEC championship in December. That's it. I hope that's the case, but we'll see. No politics. Who's in the politics? Sarah just put it up there. I don't know who was on politics. I definitely think that you're going to see Clemson give a big push because they want to. Christy's a UGA fan. That's right. Bryson Kearney. What are you talking about, Bryson? Prediction on the UGA season. I really can't give my predictions yet until I see what the schedule is, because depending on how it plays out and how those teams are stacked up, where the bye week is located, it very well could be that Georgia comes out and plays Alabama at the beginning of the season and they lose that game, or it could be 4 or 5 games deep, and then before Georgia has a bye week before they play Alabama, and Alabama comes off of the week of them playing LSU. I mean, there's just there's so many factors there that you have to put it all in. Bama Marine lives right up the road from you. So you guys, I bet you guys hang out and watch the game together, man. I can see you two yelling at the TV for real. The Rose Bowl in April, man. I hope not. Good Lord, that's one of the titles right now over at ESPN. And I honestly believe that there's a lot of stuff right now that's being pushed. I won't say by any particular media, but there is a lot of attention right now on college football and it being canceled. And there's commercials to be sold for that, and I'll just leave it at that. There's all kind of interesting things that's happened right now. Betting on college football has been halted at sports books. The Big Ten right now is pushing everything they can. I appreciate the membership there, Sergeant AR. Thanks, sir. Appreciate that. Our newest member. That makes us up to yeah. There you go. And officially a member. We appreciate it, man. It really helps. FSU all the way this year. No, sir. Not at all. I don't think you got a chance in that. They're woof, woof, woof. That's how we do it, man. Right now, I'm going to have to cut this guy off. The Big 12 on Wednesday said it will continue to move forward with the intent on playing college football this fall. And that is oh, okay. Well, that's fine. And by the way, just so you President Trump, oh my goodness. Don't What's going on? What's going on, President Trump? Oh my goodness. So for those of you who don't frequent the channel very often, and most of you guys are here pretty often, but there's people that watch it after the fact. President Trump has joined the channel. It's obviously a troll account, but I believe it's the same person has done Justin Fields, Jamie Newman, Brian Harrion, DeAndre Swift. We've had a ton of those in there. Yeah, he just said I'm trolling with him. I know who you are, Crimson Brave. I know you changed your name a while back. You've been around since you lost your I don't know. Iceberg players, okay. But one of the things I try to avoid on the channel is I try to avoid getting into politics, and the reason behind that is that you can never find a sweet spot to make either side comfortable at the same time. You either got to be far on the left or far on the right, and it's not something I'm interested in. And YouTube is something that I believe YouTube is something that I believe is a platform to help people become a closer knit group. Sergeant AR said he played college football and having your season canceled is demoralizing. I have to agree. It's certainly been a just changed your name. I would have showed up at your channel in blue. Okay. But I try not to get into politics. It's just it's one of those things where there's no fun way or easy way to grab a hold of it. I would rather it be something that brings people together instead of giving people a reason to fight. I made it clear a long time ago I don't do politics on this channel because it destroys channels. It has people that have been friends in the comment section for over a year fighting with each other, and I'm not into it. There's Jamie Newman. It has people just getting after one another when before everybody was fine. So I just try to avoid that stuff on the channel. You're monetized on Iceberg players? That's awesome, dude. Chad Morris coming in here and saying he was a GOAT. Yeah, used to have that too. There's always politics that get involved in stuff, and right now, the politics that are involved is not the government politics. It's the politics of player safety, schools needing to have college football for money, players needing to play because they have a vested interest in their future and being able to produce film and tape to get drafted into the NFL. Jamie Newman likely will go pro after playing just one more year in college ball, and he'll probably be a first-round draft pick for sure. There's so many different ways to what's up, Georgia boy? Yeah, I try to keep like the governmental politics out, but when we're talking about the politics inside of a school, it's a little different. So when you're looking at these guys trying to figure out how much money is involved, they've got a budget they've got to meet. A lot of these schools have already spent the money. There's Kirby Smart. Welcome, sir. Glad to have you back on the channel again. I just want to know, Kirby, are you ready to play Alabama? You think you can take them? Because I need to know. Kirby has entered the chat. Yes, sir. I just want to know why a multimillionaire is not a member yet. That's what I want to know. Oh, man. So it's really interesting to see how all of this is kind of coming together. And I really think the deciding factor is Jamie Newman. It's really interesting to see how all of this is going to come together when you start talking about the money that's involved, player safety involved, the medical aspect of it, the players and fans wanting it. It's hard to say. Hey, how many years does anybody know how many years Alabama's head coach, Nick Saban, how many years he was a head coach before he won a division? I'm curious. I don't think Kirby's in charge of the offense anymore. I think he handed that solidly over to Todd Monken. No, I've changed. I will focus on defense and let the offensive guys do the work. That's what I want to hear, Kirby. Making my day better. Absolutely. Some of the stuff that's thrown out there, and I don't know if you guys have had an opportunity to look at it, but the Big 12 schedule, which I'm going to try and pull it up now real quick. 12 years. I think it's weird that just because – oh, by the way, to the members in the channel, you have access to special emotes and emojis or something. I'll have to look through the member section to show you guys how to do it. But there's like a way that you can type in something. I think it's like I don't want to say it. Is it Panda? I think that was one of them. I'll have to check and see. Nope. I can't remember what it is, but there's a way to do it. I can't do it right now, I think, because I'm in StreamYard, but you may be able to check the emote list there. And there's all kind of ones out. It's like 4 or 5 I've loaded in or been able to load in. The Big 12 schedule is horrible. Of course it is. What's up, David Sanchez? SEC. Somebody put up a grid 2020 schedule grid. That's not right. There's somebody still got the old Alabama one up. Yeah, because they're still playing. They're still showing Alabama's playing Southern Cal. I know that's not right. Thanks, Georgia boy. I got it today. I saw it. Stay home. Thanks, Doc. Oh my goodness. There's the August 8th. Oh, that's 2019. Good Lord. Oh, what's going on, Triple L? Dan Mullen. Does anybody have the link for the updated schedule? Now, so here's what's interesting. If you go to ESPN and you look up schedule for the Southeastern Conference, it says no games available for 2020. That's what it says right now. So ESPN doesn't even know. So they took all their stuff down. Miss Mullen hands out free stuff to fans. Yeah, but everything she gives you requires an antibiotic to get rid of, sir. I think somebody put that on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I'm looking at the SEC Twitter page. No. Ah, here it is. So here's Alabama's schedule. They get Alabama. Alabama gets Georgia, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Florida, LSU, Ole Miss, Arkansas, and TAMU. Auburn, I think Auburn probably has like the easiest schedule, if I'm reading this right, which is they play their normal schedule, and then they play Kentucky, Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina. Like basically, if you're any West team, you're either playing Florida or you're playing Georgia, with Arkansas being the exception, and they play both. It's like, man, that is terrible. If and I guess what team in the East probably has the toughest schedule? I don't know. Maybe Georgia. Georgia got Georgia and Auburn. Got Alabama and Auburn. Well, UK's got University of Kentucky's got Alabama and Auburn. Tennessee's got Alabama, TAMU, and Auburn. Is there any? Oh, yeah. Okay, so Missouri. Missouri's got Alabama, LSU. So, yeah. It's not good for them. Not good for them. I don't know. I think Tennessee might be lucky to break even this year. That's going to be tough. Man, that's going to be tough. What's up, Jason Hughes? Man, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough year all the way around. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. None at all. So we play Auburn as a cross division. We play Alabama as on rotation, which is normal for this year. And then they added Mississippi State and Arkansas, which is probably the two easiest teams in the West. Yeah, their offense was pretty bad last year, and I was actually pretty big on that guy. What was his name? Can't remember his name. But I was pretty big on their quarterback, and I thought he would do better. It was Kelly Bryant, wasn't it? I think it was Kelly Bryant. I'm almost 100% certain it was Kelly Bryant. Because I think Kelly Bryant went from Ohio State to Missouri. Yeah, that's where he went. He went from Clemson to Missouri. And now he's in the NFL. So I don't know who they're going to have this year. Could be anybody. Megan Mullen helps out even in the locker. Bartholomew, killing me, sir. So how's everybody doing, man? Normally I get somebody who wants to jump on here and give me some conversation. Let's see what you guys got, man. Keep in mind that if you hit the link to join the show, you don't have to post your video. You can just do your voice. It'll work straight through your phone, no problem if you're on a smart device. If you don't want to use your camera on your iPad, you're welcome to do that. Same thing with a laptop. So feel free to join. No shame in the game there. I will have to put my headphones on, though, because that's the only way I can hear you. Because if I don't do that, then I get a loop. Yeah. There's supposed to be a way to do more stuff with the screen and whatnot, but I don't know how to do it all yet. So I'm working on it. I think Texas and Clemson should join the SEC. No. I do not want any more powerful teams in the SEC. The SEC has enough powerful teams. The conference is already overwhelmed. Hey, Dan, War Eagle, buddy. Oh, golly, what a loser. Good. Good. More for us. All right, looks like we got Bryson backstage here. Let's go ahead and bring him into the show. Oh, nope, you dropped off. Kick out Vandy. I don't think you can kick Vandy out and not kick out either Arkansas or somebody in the West because you got to keep it balanced. So the question is do you kick out Ole Miss, who can't seem to stay off of the parole list, or do you kick out Texas A&M while they're in a rebuild year? I mean, goodness gracious. Everybody should have always social distanced from Megan Mullen. Does that include Dan Mullen? Because I think if he's dating her, he's taking one for the team, right? Or is she taking one for the team? Or is she taking the whole team? I'm not sure. Oh, my goodness. Vandy Stadium is no different than a high school field. Yeah, I got to admit, I'm not a big fan of let me see if I can do this here. So I'm going to do Vanderbilt Stadium aerial view. So their stadium, it's a big stadium, but it lacks any kind of flair. It just doesn't. I mean, it basically looks like a souped up high school field. So I'm going to go ahead and expand this picture here. I'm going to see if I can share my screen. I don't know if it'll do it. Give me 1 second, AR. I'm going to go ahead and add you in there. Hey, what's going on, AR?
What's up, man?
What's going on, buddy? So I'm going to go ahead and try and share my screen here so I can show this picture. Let's see if it works out. Let's see. I think we're going to do this screen right here. Let's do this screen here. I'm going to share this screen first. And if you guys can see that screen here, I'm going to drag the other picture over so you guys can see the Vanderbilt Stadium. This thing has like no lights. It's got a little bit of something here, but it's just there's nothing there. It looks like a giant.
It's just basic.
Yeah, it's about as basic as you can get, man.
Yeah.
So what's going on, Sergeant AR?
Doing good, man. Just praying for a season, man. That's about it.
I hear you. Trying to get all my stuff straightened out here, and it's just been crazy. Here's a schedule.
Yeah, begging these commissioners, man. Don't cave in. Don't cave in. Please don't cave in.
Well, I think there's been a lot of what's the best way I can say this? I think a lot of the schools that were in these other conferences, especially not the SEC, when they have the conversation with their hold on, let me get this thing tight real quick. I got it too tight. There we go. Whenever they had these talks with these smaller schools, like name the smallest school in the Big Ten. What would you say it is?
Smallest school in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Rutgers.
Okay, I could see Rutgers, maybe Purdue, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of those two schools, they have to look at it and they have to say, okay, if we push to play college football, there is a possibility that some players are going to get drastically sick, right?
Right.
And then they're going to say, well, we're going to turn around and sue the school because you had all this medical advice that told you it wasn't safe to play and you guys wanted to play anyway. So our kid played. You said you could keep them safe. Obviously you didn't. So we're going to sue you for, an unending amount of zeros amount, right?
Right.
And so these smaller schools are like, we have neither the funds to fight this or pay it out if we lose. So now we're just out. We're not even going to take the chance. But then I think whenever you turn around and you look at the SEC schools and they went, yeah, we all make a pretty good amount of money. I think we could handle it if there's a problem. We'll just, we'll settle it out of court and play football because there's a strong likelihood that they're going to make way more money than they may end up paying out. Now, is that a compassionate way to look at it? Probably not. But is it the realistic way to look at it? Possibly.
My suggestion was have the kids and the parents just sign a waiver.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that and on the surface, that looks like a great idea. But when you say, hey, look, you need to sign a waiver, and they go, well, if it's so unsafe that I have to sign a waiver, why should I play? So
Yeah.
that adds a wrinkle to the equation where you want to go, man, I don't know. So in my opinion is this. I think that with the SEC already having laid on the table the facts that you can play if you want to, you cannot play if you want to, we're going to give you an extra year of eligibility. We're going to keep you on scholarship. You can do whatever you want to do. So I think
can
at
opt
that
out
point,
or keep playing, right?
Correct. So, and here's the thing: these kids could very well opt out of playing football this year and just take their college courses, and basically get a whole free year of college, and come back next year, get another year paid, another year paid. And a lot of people are saying, well, these kids want to go pro. Less than like 1% of all college football players end up going pro.
Right. You can declare yourself eligible, but that doesn't mean you're going to get drafted.
That's correct. I mean, I think Brian Harrion or was Elijah Holyfield was like the prime example.
Yeah.
You know, one of those guys, was it Brian Harrion or it was somebody who recently got cut?
It was Holyfield. Holyfield, I think he got cut from the Eagles.
I think there was another one, though, that got cut. He got cut from like the practice squad or something. But
oh, wow.
So, I mean, because they say, you know, they're going on a reduced size roster because of the virus and whatnot.
Yeah, you got to have 80 instead of 90 on the NFL training camp roster.
Which is fine. I get why they're doing that. I obviously think that there's going to be a reduction of fans in the stands for NFL, but the people are still going to watch NFL on TV. So, but anyway,
yeah,
I think that if with letting these kids play an extra year at their own pace, whether they want to play or whether they want to sit at home. What's going on, Kevin? What's up, Q Bearded? I need to get with you, man. You need to call me so that we can hook up and do lunch, man. He says waivers aren't the answer. The concern isn't which players are infected, but who the player infects, as well as if they have the virus. There's a lot of things that go into this, and I understand that this is not, you know, a simple black and white equation. I get it, but at the end of the day, the data seems to suggest that the younger you are, the better you're going to handle it. And
yeah, I can be asymptomatic, but I can get 10 other players sick, and then they can have serious health issues. That's the scary part. And
I agree that's absolutely a scary part. But here's the part of the equation that nobody's talking about. What guarantee is there that these kids are not going to get sick on their own, whether they're at school in class or whether they're out partying or whether they're staying at home with their parents? Because it's so easy to contract. I think everybody would agree this is probably one of the easiest viruses we've ever seen to contract.
Right.
What guarantee can you say, well, if you don't play college football, we guarantee that you're not going to get sick? I don't think that's realistic.
Right.
And if you go back to the very beginning of kind of where everything started, there was a conversation about the reason that we needed a social distance was because, in the shelter in place, was because we didn't want to overwhelm the hospitals so that there was medical aid for those who really needed it.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, basically what they were saying is that everybody's going to get this. We just want everybody to get it at a pace that we can handle it. It was never about people not getting it. It was about people not getting it all at the same time.
Right. And then you run out of beds in the ICU, then you have a major problem.
Correct. Now, what they have done in some facilities is that they have actually converted the pediatric floors into being a COVID-19 response centers, but they have yet to even fill those to capacity. Like, they haven't even started to use those floors, even though they've given a room for them. So it seems to me that with the number of daily cases starting to go down, the number of daily deaths going down, that there seems to be an argument that can be made that we're starting to get a handle on this thing. Even with people not wearing masks in public, even with people trying to reopen and go back to daily life, there seems to be, in spite of all that, almost this still downward trend, which is good if you want to see college football.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a real good thing to have less cases and less deaths. You know, I think that helps college football a lot.
So what is your take though? What is your personal opinion on it?
My personal opinion is every time you step on that field and you put that equipment on, you're risking your life. It's a violent game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. And so I'm going to play devil's advocate. Me and you are on the same page on a lot of stuff, but I'm going to play devil's advocate because I had this conversation with somebody else, and they put it to me like this: yes, there is an inherent risk in playing football. He goes, there's also an inherent risk in swimming in the ocean, but you don't go swim in the ocean when you know that there's going to be 500 more sharks there than normal. And I said, okay, that's a valid point. I get that. But at the end of the day, I think that I think that everybody at some point is either going to get a vaccine or they're going to get it. I think that's going to be, it's like polio or anything else like that. It's like you're either going to get a vaccine for it or the flu.
Yeah,
right?
or
You're either going to get it or you're going to get a vaccine for it. You may dodge it for a while, but eventually you're going to get it.
Yeah.
And so to me, when I look at it that way, I'm like, okay, who are the people that are most likely to suffer the most? And it is not the younger crowd. Those guys seem to be. It's the coaches.
It's the coaches.
The coaches are the ones that's got to watch themselves. So I guarantee you, there's coaches walking around with them 6-foot hula hoops, man. Be like, stay over there, man. No. You got this. Where's my bullhorn?
They're wearing the mask and the visor. They're wearing the mask and the clear visor in practice.
Right. They're out there in those I call them Monster Inc. suits. Like, you ever seen Monsters Inc.? Like the dudes in the yellow suits of 2319, where they all covered
the hazmat,
up. The hazmat suits, man. Yeah. So, I mean, there's been people on the channel that has contracted it and they've recovered from it. There's also people that I know that they've had family members that have died from it. So do I believe it's real? Yes, I believe it's real. Do I believe that it is as necessarily as dangerous as some people have made it out to be? No, not necessarily. I think that it's somewhere in the middle. And the question is that middle point the breaking point for shutting down college football? And I don't really think we're there yet. And
I don't think we're there yet either. If this was back in April and May when all those cases spiked, you know what I mean, and it was pandemonium, then that would be different. But the way people are treating the virus, the measures that these schools are taking to sanitize and to test players, I think they're good to go being on the field. With these other two conferences opting out and saying, we're not going to risk it. I mean, good for them. Whatever their financial situation is, they'll have to deal with that. But I'm just glad, Georgia's still in the fight. So I'm just hoping we have a season because, like I said, man, I played, man. I know what those off-season workouts are. I know how kids are, striving to get to the next level. And, certain kids with low-income families, man, like you're their savior. You know what I mean? Nobody in their school, nobody in their family has ever been to school. And, mom and dad are struggling and aunties and cousins and grandmas are struggling. And you're like the meal ticket. You know what I mean? So, coming from that situation, I've seen people come from where, they don't have no lights, no electricity, and, their son getting a scholarship, is the biggest thing that's ever happened to them. So, I got a whole different perspective.
I agree. A lot of people don't seem to know this, but players right now get a stipend.
Right.
And I think Sarah asked a question here. Let me scroll up and read it real quick. She said, if players are enrolled in scholarships and they opt not to play, do you think they should benefit from a free education? I do. What's going on, Salty Dog? And the reason that I do is that I think that this is something that is beyond anybody's expectation or control. And I personally think that the main reason that you go to college is not to play football. And I understand you're trying to live your dream, and that's part of what you have to do to get there. But I think that if you play college football, that you should be a student athlete, and I'm sure if you play
Right.
college football, you've heard this a million times. You're a student
Right.
first.
You're a student first. Exactly.
And then being an athlete is a privilege. So yes, I feel
Right.
like if you opt out not to play, that's fine. You still need to go to class. I still think you should have to meet all of the criteria that you had to meet before to get your scholarship, which is you have to maintain a certain GPA. You have to show up to
Exactly.
your classes on time. You can't just blow off your classes, and if your grades are starting to slip, then you have to take tutors. I mean, I think you should have to do all of that stuff.
Right.
The other thing that I think, and this is just my opinion, and some people share this and some people don't. Thanks, Tim Brady. I appreciate that. What's going on, Timothy English? Salty Dog says the only one who at deadly risk is the elderly with health issues, because I would die if I get. Should I just watch on TV? Okay. Yes, I agree. Okay, great. So I think that if a football player goes pro, right? If he hits a home run, he's a first round draft pick, or whether he's the 123rd round draft pick, I don't care. If you're even making the league minimum, which I think the last time I checked was like over $500,000, it might be 350,000. I'm not sure, but I know how much a college scholarship pays, right?
Yeah.
If you go pro and you make it, like if you just sign, right? If you sign with the Jets,
right,
for $350,000, not only do you have to pay your scholarship back, you have to pay an additional scholarship back. Because 9 times out of 10, these guys don't finish their degree because they're already making millions. What good is a degree going to do them? And
exactly.
then they're going to end up saying, you know what, I'm just going to a business is not going to loan you money just because you have a business degree from UGA or from Auburn or Ole Miss or whatever. They're going to say, oh, you're DeAndre Baker. You're not in prison anymore. You got millions of dollars. You want to invest in a business. Okay, we'll loan you some money.
Right.
That's what they look at. They look at what is your net worth. Your degree is worth something.
Yeah.
Yes. But your degree, here's how it works for most people. They go to college. They take out a boatload of loans. They get through college. Okay, I got my business management degree, right? I also
get the piece of paper. Yeah.
I also got $80,000 in debt. I can either go work for this company that's going to pay me over $100,000 a year, or I can open my own business with what my degree is. So then you go to U.S. Bank or Wells Fargo or your bank of your choice, and you say, "Hey, look, my name is Billy Joe Bob Thornton III, right? And I want to open a business. I got a business degree, and what I want to open my business in from the University of Georgia." And they go, "Okay, what's your business model?" And you produce your business model, and they say, "Well, do you have any investors?" And you say, "Yeah, I got 2 investors." They decided to be my investor after they realized I have a degree from the University of Georgia. So you're heavily leaning on that scholarship in order to advance, right? But if you're a professional football player, you're not needing that degree to get you anywhere. You're already there. So you should not only have to pay your scholarship back, and whether you pay it back in cash or whether you pay for 2 more people, I don't really care, because you got what you needed out of your degree. And you're making a life for yourself, and now you need to pay the system back. Because let's be honest, you didn't go to college to learn about civics 101. You went to college to tote that rock.
Right.
So you got what you needed. It's time to help somebody else. That's just the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
So
it's just, out of the people say, well, hey, if he's not playing football, why should he get a free education? That person, whoever signed that letter of intent, they signed that scholarship, they got that scholarship granted to them. They earn that scholarship. You know what I mean? Out of millions of high school kids, they actually got picked to go to this D1A school and to get that scholarship. Nobody just walks on to Georgia and say, hey, I want to play football, and they're on a team. You know what I mean? Those kids worked since they were, 6th, 7th, 8th grade. They worked their tails, and they whooped a lot of ass to get that scholarship. So I think they earn that free education.
Yeah, and to me, one of the things I look at is that you see guys like like Rodrigo Blankenship, right? He was offered a scholarship at another school, and he turned it down to be a walk-on at Georgia. He had to pay his own scholarship for several years. And my thing is this: that is how valuable the brand at UGA is for getting players to the NFL.
Exactly.
So, I feel like, if a player this year, because of extenuating circumstances, he decides, hey, you know what? I have asthma.
I'm opting out.
Yeah, I have asthma. I have a heart condition, and which there's lots of players that have heart conditions. A lot of people don't know that. Most professional athletes suffer from a condition that's called enlarged heart. And if you're one of those players and you have a known condition and you're like, all right, I'm gonna opt out. Or how's it go? All right, I'm out. Right. I can understand those players be like, all right, I'm out. I'm gonna catch y'all next year. Right. And then they leave. I also think that door needs to be left open the entire year so that if those players decide 2 months into the season, everything is tapered off the way that it looks like it's going now, the season tapers off and they're like, you know what? I actually feel like I could play. I think this is safe.
Yeah.
Some people are a little more cavalier with their health than others. Just like some people will go to the swimming pool and they don't care how cold it is, they just gonna jump right in. Some folks is like, I'm gonna ease in the shallow end here, And I feel like that's kind of the same way. If you have players that want to play and you want to give them the opt-out period, or what, I think every player this year, regardless of whether they play or whether they don't play, they should get an additional year.
They should.
I also feel like if those players opt out, that there shouldn't be any type of repercussion from the coaches. I feel like that's something that needs to be watched closely. We all like to think that our coaches are perfect.
But it's going to happen if they're, especially if they're an impact player. If they're an impact player and they opt out, the coach is going to be looking at them sideways because
you screwed me when I needed you, man.
That's their coach's job on the line. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think this year a lot of coaches are going to get a solid pass. So, it's going to help out some coaches too. But the thing that was bothering me, I talked about this on another. I talked about this on another show. My wife is asking me something about. Isn't Brett Carl's supervisor? I don't know. I don't know who Carl the supervisor is. What are you talking about, Crimson Brave?
Hey, you see how JT Daniels came to us? If he'd have stayed at USC, he wouldn't have had a season.
he still might not, but at least for right now, he's in the fight, man.
That's what I'm saying.
There was nobody happier than JT Daniels that he transferred to Georgia. Because everybody was like, JT Daniels gonna be playing backup to Jamie Newman. I don't care what JT Daniels does, which is probably true.
Yeah, right.
But then JT Daniels was like, the Big Ten canceled. He was like, whoo. I'm good with it. I made the right decision. And right now, somebody on that USC team or SoCal team, whatever, where he came from, they was talking smack when he left, right?
They were.
He's like, you know what, man? Georgia ain't gonna do nothing this year. We're gonna carry it all the way, man. We got X, Y, and Z reason why we're gonna be so good. And now they're like, man, we ain't doing nothing.
I should have went to Georgia with JT.
It's like, man, I should have transferred when I could. Hold on 1 second here. Hold on 1 second, AR.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. He was like, man, see, I'm good over here at Georgia, man. I'm gonna roll like this, man. I'm good. Y'all stay over there. Y'all stay over there in California. So to me, when I saw all that going down, I was like, oh man, the Big Ten. Because first of all, I think there was another conference that actually canceled before MAC did. It was like the Sun Belt Conference or something else. It was UConn. Yeah. There was a couple of teams that started to cancel, like, we're going to sit out. So the MAC was like, you know what? We broke as hell anyway. Nobody really shows up to these games except the students. We really ain't losing the hell. We might make money if we cancel. So just go on, cancel that out for me. Just go on, cancel that out. We good. And then what's his name jumped on there. He's like golly, the what's I can't remember the guy's name. He's like the commissioner of the Big Ten. He was like, yeah, it was an emotional statement. What do you mean it was emotional? How was that emotional, man? I don't understand that. Y'all sat down at a round table and came to a conclusion. You a 60-something-year-old man. Why are you crying over football, man?
Yeah. You got money in the bank. You got plenty of money in the bank. You don't care.
I tell you what, if it's so hard on you, just go ahead and donate to my channel.
Yeah, seriously.
And, I help you out with that problem you got.
But as soon as I seen Pac-12 gets out, I'm like, JT Daniels, like, how, man? How did you know? Maybe he had a crystal ball.
Yeah, something, man. He definitely has something. So, how long you been a Georgia fan, man?
Man, since the 90s, man. A friend of mine, LeBron Mitchell, man, he graduated a couple years before me. He played receiver at the University of Georgia. Hap Hines, played quarterback. Played kicker at my high school. He went to the University of Georgia. And then Eric Zier, man, I was a ball boy when Eric Zier was in high school, so I got some deep Georgia roots, man. I'm a big fan of Eric Zier, man. So that's like a hometown hero.
Okay, so I'm gonna share something with you guys that I found, and I'm not going to I'm not gonna put any pretext on this. I'm just gonna show you that this is what I found, and this is the order that it's in. So don't yell at me for this.
What you got?
You ain't ready. You just think you're ready. So this apparently, I got yelled at last time because I got it wrong. But apparently this is the layout of the schedule. Auburn, Florida, Mississippi State, Vanderbilt, and then Alabama week 5.
Oh, wow.
Arkansas, Missouri, South Carolina, Kentucky.
Week 5?
Week 5.
Oh, man. So they're going to have plenty of tape on Jamie Newman.
But
I wanted to play them first.
No, I didn't want to play him first because I want to give Jamie Newman. Actually, I am more interested in giving Jamie Newman time to get ramped up than I am trying to take advantage of Alabama week 1 because they've been playing with that quarterback. They're familiar with him. We're not familiar with Jamie Newman under the lights.
Right.
So, I mean, if you notice here, hold on one second. Woo! That's got to go. All right. So if you notice, I don't know how well you guys can see this, but it's Athens, Jacksonville, Athens, Tuscaloosa. So really our first road game is Alabama.
Yeah.
Then we got a road game in Arkansas, road game in Columbia, road game in Columbia, South Carolina, which will be a revenge game, and then Lexington, Kentucky. So the next time that we play will be the SEC championship on December the 19th.
That's crazy. I hope this isn't the schedule. I'm praying that this ain't the schedule, man.
That's what it's looking like, though, man.
Oh, man. 4 straight road games?
4 straight road games. It's like 4 straight home games. Well, because they consider Florida neutral field, right?
Yeah.
So basically, we get 3 home games all year this year.
Wow.
But look, I'm not worried about. Listen, there is nobody after Alabama that I'm worried about, and there's only one team before that I'm somewhat worried about. Alabama is the only one I care about.
Right.
So here's the thing: if Georgia loses to Alabama and beats everybody else, we're still going. We're still going to play Alabama.
We're still going to Atlanta. Yeah.
So to me, I'm like, you know what? If we play Alabama week 5, we might beat them. I think that Alabama's toughest schedule. I mean, the toughest opponent that they have on their schedule is LSU, and I don't feel like, other than us, LSU. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Now this is not written.
Man, just that 4 straight road games. That's just brutal, man.
4, count them again, my man. 5.
Yeah, no way, man. They can't do that to us.
Missouri, Columbia, and Kentucky.
I don't know, man. This might be hodgepodge, man.
Hey, man, I'm not saying this is written in stone. I'm just saying this is what I found.
Yeah,
And this
yeah,
is
because
just
I
to let
mean,
y'all know I'm always searching, trying to find the right information. Somebody said,
right.
look at that thug life. I got that thug life for you right here, man. That's how
Yeah,
you,
I don't know, man. All them road games in a row, man. That's trouble right there.
man. If I had to pick road games, I wouldn't have laid it out any differently than I did. And here's why, right?
Yeah,
If you're gonna go from beating the crap out of Vanderbilt, which we know will happen in Athens, right? Then you
right,
go to Tuscaloosa. Okay,
right.
that might be a hard game, but you're coming off of a soft week before it, right?
Yeah,
So then, and keep in mind, they still got to throw the bye weeks in here. So I don't know where that's going to land. But
yeah.
so you go to Athens. I mean, you play Vanderbilt in
Tuscaloosa.
Athens, right? And then you go to
Hmm.
Tuscaloosa, which is not an extreme far away. And you know there's going to be a ton of Georgia fans that show up at this game.
Hmm.
Given the fact of what's going on with the virus, it's highly likely that stadium's not going to be filled to capacity. So the home field advantage is going to be minimized.
Right, right,
So then after that, you get a cupcake game with Arkansas, right? And then
right.
then you go play Missouri, which they're nothing but a bunch of dumpster juice poured on top of a dumpster fire. We ain't worried
Yeah,
about that.
yeah.
Then we pretty much come back home and we play in Columbia, South Carolina, because Columbia is not far from Athens.
Yeah, that's like 2 hours. Yeah.
Right. So then you go to you basically you get up that morning, you go over there, you play your game, and it's going to be a revenge game. And you know Georgia's going to want to show out in that game. They sucked
Yeah.
last year. We had a terrible offense. They barely beat us. And then we come
Yeah.
back and we play Kentucky. Kentucky ain't been good since Booby Whitlock. And I
Yeah.
mean, and we still trounced them. So
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Kentucky. So if I had to pick road games with this schedule, this is the way I'd have played it, except with
You
maybe
know what they're
Alabama.
probably gonna do? They're probably gonna do 2 road games, that Tuscaloosa and the next game, and then they'll probably do a bye week and then finish up with the next 3.
I would be fine with that, man. If they throw our bye week before Vandy, I mean, they
Yeah.
throw our bye week after Vandy and before Alabama, I would be perfect with
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
If this is the way it plays out. So, and the reason
Yeah.
that I think that this may be the way it works out is because since Arkansas is a team that we're not supposed to play, and Mississippi State is a team we're not supposed to play, they didn't put them together at the beginning of the schedule or the end of the schedule. They put them 3rd game in and 6th game in.
Yeah, they mixed them in. Right. Right.
So it's not like it was just arbitrarily added. It's not like and Alabama's not at the top of the list. Somebody that knew something put this in here.
Yeah.
I don't know where this came from.
I just felt like that first matchup against Bama with, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback, I think that would keep their freaking defense, you know what I mean? Just, not on level ground, you know what I mean? I think they would make their defense uneasy. The formations and the personnel that we would come out with, I think that would throw them off.
I would have subscribed to that theory if we still had Chaney and Chaney Jr.
Yeah.
I'd have been okay with that. But now with Todd Monken, I'm like, man, I'm kind of good with it, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that's how it goes. So, well, man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap the show up here. Wife,
okay, man.
Something, but yeah, man, feel free to jump on anytime. I really enjoyed having you, man.
Yeah, Brett, man, I appreciate it, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. You definitely represent. I appreciate it.
Hey, what's his name right here? Andy Weeson just brought up a great idea. Great question. He goes, where is Tennessee? I don't see Tennessee on the schedule. He's right.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep.
I don't know, maybe they flubbed it up too. Who knows? But yeah, man,
Yeah.
having you on the channel. Feel free to jump on anytime, man.
All right, Brett, man. I'll be looking out for you, man. Take care. Be safe.
Yeah, man. Thanks again. We'll catch you later.
All right. All right.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to conclude today's situation. Definitely want to thank Sergeant AR for joining the show and becoming a member. Feel free to become a member, guys. We really appreciate having you. It helps the channel, supports the channel, allows me to hopefully pretty soon invest in a better camera. I want to give you guys a better camera and a better microphone equipment setup, that sort of thing. Really appreciate it. Also, go over and check out my Teespring store. Description is in one of the channels around there somewhere. I'm sure you can find it. If not, go to Teespring, TEESPRING.com, and look for Big Dog Brett. You can find my store there. Really appreciate you guys having me. Thanks so much, guys. You guys are awesome. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Have a great day. God bless. Go Dogs. See ya.